I'm broke as Hi, and welcome again to the Broke Fit Girl Show. My name is Brittany, B Paul, whatever you want to call me, aka the Broke Fit Girl. I just want to thank everybody for the overwhelming success of the first episode, and also just for commenting, encouraging, and just your messages about how much me sharing my story impacted you. That's all I really wanted from the get-go, is just for my story to reach others and help them along on their journey. So I just want to thank you all for just watching, commenting, viewing. Shout out to all my new followers. Welcome to the Broke Fit Girl movement. And I just hope that you enjoy, you continue to watch. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. It's The Broke Fit Girl. And also feel free to repost or share my pictures, videos, or stories on Instagram at YeahB. And I'm also on Facebook at The Broke Fit Girl. So on this episode of Broke Fit Girl, I wanted to really just share in my insight of growing up being fat. just throwing it all out there. And I just like to coin this episode as Confessions of a Former Fat Girl, because that was me. I still even identify myself as a former plus size woman, former fat girl, fatty, whatever you want to call it. At first it was hard for me to own that, because I mean, for the longest, fat had such a negative connotation when it's said, but because now I feel like it's becoming more acceptable, people are embracing it, and at one point I had to embrace my fatness. So I just really wanted to share some insight of what it was like growing up, being bigger, even into adulthood, just some of those trials and tribulations that I had to go through while being overweight. So I wanted to share some of that with you. Please bear with me, because this is really going to be tough. Like, sharing these experiences of being insecure, being bullied, doubting myself, hating the way I look. It was a lot, so it may bring up a lot of emotions for me. So I just wanted to, I guess this is my disclaimer before. So if you see me getting choked up, or you see me getting a little teary-eyed, that's because speaking about this for the first time is really going to be a challenge. So I think the first time I ever noticed that I was different from the other kids growing up, I think it had to be maybe Head Start or pre-K. And I just remember just one day in particular, just having fun, playing, being a kid, that a boy, I can't remember his name, he actually called me fat. I had to be at that time around 4 or 5-ish years old. But that is the first time I ever was called fat that I can remember. And ever since then, I always just noticed that I was different from the other kids. I was bigger. My clothes looked different. I couldn't wear clothes like the other girls. I had to get bigger clothes. So shopping was completely horrible. I'ma just be honest with you. Like, while my sister was getting like the cool, nice clothes that everybody was wearing, I'm over here in misses at like an early age. I'm in, the plus size department as young as like 8, 9 years old. I can remember this vividly. And that was like just always feeling like out of place. Even in pictures, just notice that you're the biggest one. PE, like not being able to finish the laps like the other kids. Everything having to be modified to fit you. So I definitely felt different extremely different growing up. It was kind of hard. It really was, just to be that odd person sticking out of the crowd in fear of being picked on or people noticing the difference in my size. I guess one of my go-to coping mechanisms was being a people pleaser. I decided to just be everybody's friend. I just want everybody to like me. So I would be nice. I would try to be that go-to friend that everybody loves. And it actually worked. I actually had a lot of friends growing up. I participated in a lot of activities to where I gained a lot of, close friends. But I can say it was a big coping mechanism for me. Just being that people pleaser, always wanting people to like me, always wanting to please people so they wouldn't pick on me. It was definitely a hard coping mechanism to give up. I've just recently stopped being a people pleaser because I realized in the end that even though people were, pleased, I wasn't. I was still lacking in areas because I gave so much to others that I wasn't getting what I wanted in return. So definitely being a people pleaser, I noticed, was my go-to coping mechanism even as early as elementary. I always just wanted people to like me, everybody be my friend. So it kind of like deterred them from the fact that I was this big girl that looked different from them. I can honestly say that I dealt with bullying, but not to the extreme that most kids deal with bullying nowadays. Like I said, most of the bullying came from just being called names, getting picked on. Some of the go-to names was fatty, fatso, oh my God, you're so huge, oh, you're so big, oh, you can't sit on that because you're gonna break it. Just, kids can be harsh, and I heard it all. Like, I heard it all the way up to just high school, even college. Like, just the little tit for tat things that you think will go over somebody's head, but those things were engraved in my head. Like, dang, you really think I'm gonna sit down and break this? It made me extremely self-conscious. It made me extremely insecure. It made me really just notice that I was different. And I think that it just really just caused me to sometimes go into a low place. Like, I just remember, being young and just wanting to be skinny so I wouldn't get picked on anymore. I remember just, not even just from friends, even family members sometimes would just mention how, larger I was compared to my sister or compared to others. Always suggesting weight loss tips. Now, mind you, I'm a kid. A kid. And they're already discussing like me going on a diet, and I'm like less than 10 years old, like already going on a diet, watching what I eat, like having to go to different places to get my clothes. Like, it played a major part in how I saw myself. So just growing up, just being overweight, it was extremely hard. But I can say, did I have a good childhood overall? Yes, because like I said, I was always active. I was, straight A's and B's in school, honor roll. I was played in the band. I've been playing my horn since I was in 4th grade, and it kind of just, I excelled in those ways to kind of cover up from the fact that like I really wasn't pleased with myself physically, so I overcompensated with just being the best at everything. So even though I'm fat, you can't say I'm dumb. Or even though I'm fat, you can't say I'm not the best flute player. So I really just overcompensated with always trying to be perfect or always trying to be the best, so that it kind of just deterred people from the fact that I was overweight.